Okay guys, I just want to go over a few things on my gear-based boost controller. I added there's a couple extra features to it that makes it really nice for drag motorcycle applications. I did add an extra wire, extra input for a scramble mode where you can use a button or something to add more PSI to the system if you needed to. And before I had it set up where the clutch wire, if you pulled and held the clutch for over a second, it would put it in launch mode and also reset the gears down to first gear. And every time you clutched it, it would shift up a gear. But I just added a separate wire input that's just a shift wire input that would be used for someone who's got an air shifter. So you would generally pull your clutch in, you'd put it in launch mode and also drop it to the first gear setting. You'd release the clutch and it would be in the first gear mode, and then if you have it hooked up to your air shifter, every time your air shifter shifts, it'll shift the controller up. You see there's only 5 wires you have to hook up on this controller. There's hot, ground, your clutch input, your shift controller input, and also the scramble input if that's used. That's kind of optional. So on the programming, main screen shows boost, gear. Down there at the bottom, that would show your gate PSI pressure and voltage. So you'd set your launch PSI, and this is going to be activated whenever you hold the clutch for a little over a second. It'll put it in launch mode and it'll go to this PSI setting for your launch. You can set how many gears you want the controller to be set up for. And this is where you set the rates and the PSI for all the gears. Rates in general, you'll probably be in the upper single digit numbers, maybe lower teens is really about the best area to be at. The scramble mode from the main screen, the up button gets you into the scramble mode. And you can set it to add or force. If you have it forced, then whatever you have this set on, if you hit the scramble button, it will force it to that PSI. If you have it on add, then anywhere in the system, in the stages or whatever, if you press and hold that button, it'll add 7 PSI to whatever the current setting is. And the bottom button only gets you into the data log screen so you can see what your CO2 and your boost did. And keep in mind this controller doesn't have an activation input because it activates automatically as soon as it sees 2 PSI or more. But you see it's already in gear 6 mode, so I'm going to press and hold the clutch. So now we're in first gear mode. So I'm going to throw a little boost on there just so it'll activate. Alright, so it's activated. So let's say I'm going to go ahead and push and hold the clutch to show you that it goes into the launch mode. You see the little L on the screen and it's on the launch mode. Release it, it's in first gear. Now you can press and release the clutch again like this, and that'll shift it up a gear. Or if you have an air shifter hooked up to the shift input wire, every time that wire is triggered, it'll shift up also. So we're in 6th gear. If we wanted to drop it down, reset it back to first gear, you just push and hold the clutch, and now it's back to first gear. So just wanted to go over that. Gear shift input will work really good for the drag bike guys who leave on the clutch and then let an air shifter shift their bike for them.